So I've got a really simple concept, and that is to completely disagree with any of the pressures which are pushing us as artists away from directly creating our art. Those are external and those are internal. Externally, there's things like rent due, or distractions, or family obligations, or I guess those would be the main ones. Jobs to do, limited resources, mediums to create art with, any of those sort of things. Internally, there's also distractions, there's lack of self-belief, there's lack of inspiration, all these things. There's a lot of reasons not to do what we innately feel, and yet I think as soon as we start to step into actually doing it, there's a certain vitality and essence, a purity of purpose which can bust through all of those stops. I do believe that, but I do believe we have to actually action it. We actually have to start doing. And so what I'm doing is I'm moving down to Melbourne. Really excited about that. I think Melbourne is an amazing city. It's got art on its sleeve. It's also got a bunch of amazing musicians and fashion people that I can see just having been down here for a few weeks, a few months ago. And so yeah, Melbourne's the chosen spot. I'm actually here at the moment, and on Thursday I'll be performing with a crew, also doing some workshops at Dawson Street Studios. So I'd love to see you there. If you can't make it, link up when I get down here for good. Well, for good in my world is only ever at a few months at a time, but definitely for the rest of the year. Myself and Irfan and the Up Trampoline crew will be here in Melbourne. But what I want to do is full-time create art, create a hot pot compression chamber of inspiration non-stop. There's probably various things, trust issues, who gets copyright or who gets the funding for things, or who sleeps on the floor of the studio and who has to pay for all these sort of things. I'm not interested. I don't care how it works. My intention is to create a space where people can create art. And when it goes out, I don't care. I mean, I'll probably have to consult with other people in Up Trampoline and make sure that it's financially viable. But my intention is just for art to be created and for it to go out. Me personally, as an artist, I like my material to be fully accessible to other artists to remix and create. So, if I'm selling a product, if I write a book of poetry, or I make a movie, or I make a video game, or I craft some fashion wearable art or something like that, sure, I can sell that and get money so that I can pay bills. But the purpose, and I know that from having lived for the last few months as Up Trampoline, all of our profits go directly into continuing to provide spaces, running events, getting resources, and actually paying other people to help run Up Trampoline. That's all we want to do. That's all we put our money back into. Creatively, my materials like stems from tracks, or animated rigs from video games, or words from poetry, all these sort of things are completely openly accessible to other artists to remix, to put out, even to make money from. That's just my personal take on copyright. I really like the open source movement. I really like sharing inspiration and being inspired, and hopefully inspiring others as well. So, call out is to artists to engage ravenously, relentlessly in your creative pursuit. I'll be down here roughly the 3rd of October, the first week of October, and my intention is to get a space, and I don't want to pay rent for the space. I want to put every waking moment into the space. I want to facilitate activities in the space. I'm happy to share profits if there are profits for recordings and things like that, but I'm not interested in having a diversion of attention and energy into dealing with the social pressures which are arranged in such a way that keeps so many people doing things they don't fully believe in. I'm going to come here, I'm going to create art, and I'm going to inspire others to create art, and run workshops which allow them to step into their creative state and remind them of their innate right to create and have a voice. Because artists can help people feel, and we need love, we need that feeling, we need that full perspective that's given when artists go out and experience things and translate what's happening, which is unfathomable. The level of abhorrent cruelty that's being enacted against us, by us. I mean, human beings against human beings. And we can have these different divides of money and race in general, these sort of things. Regardless, we're doing it to ourselves. And it can stop. And it must stop. And more the voices combine to a roar. And it should be our full-time job to reinstate humanity, to reinvigorate nobility, and to do what we're here to do, which is celebrate through creativity and art the higher potential of mankind. So that is a call out both to artists and people who can help facilitate this process. I and the people I work with are 100% serious in an attempt to stop war. That's my key prime purpose. And to enable all of the beautiful innovation and the agriculture, the free energy movement, the spiritual evolution, the integration or symbiosis of humankind with nature, the complete recalibration of our education system. There's just so much amazing stuff that's happening, and there are other entrepreneurs and visionaries who are really pushing that envelope. And I think artists can vision. They can see the new. And I really think it's important that we do these things. And that's what we are earnestly doing, applying our days to, day after day after day. No holiday. I don't want to get away from what I'm doing because I love it. So if you can help us do that, I would really appreciate it. And you have a lot of energy, a lot of marketing potential, a lot of creativity, a lot of innovation, a lot of man hours and hands on the ground to build this thing together, to come together. If it's what you're doing anyway, let's do it as a unit, as a synchronized, beautiful dance, and wrapping our art around each other, inspiring each other, feeding each other nourishment so that we can do what we know we're here to do as artists. It's already started, just now the job of continuing it beyond the spark. Up, 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 up.